Yay Networks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving, guys. Isn't that so crazy? I feel like the year is going by super fast now, but it is Thanksgiving Day. And shout out to you if you're listening to this on Thanksgiving while cooking your turkey or your ham or your cornbread. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Por favor, no se les olvide invitarnos. We'll pull up to any Thanksgiving parties. If you have an aunt that needs her mouth shut or just wants to throw hands, invite me and I'll be that person to defend you cuando te pregunte, where's your boyfriend? Are you married yet? Where are your kids? Oh, I'll be that one to be like, what about your divorces? What about when your husband cheated on you? I'll be that guy for you guys. So don't forget to invite us.
Yeah, but honestly, guys, we are so thankful for you. Our Spill the Beans family is insane. And the fact that you guys tune in every single week and you guys actually notice when we don't upload is crazy because we've been doing this for years already. And, you know, it's just a really nice feeling having a tight-knit community here on Spill the Beans because you guys know a lot of things that other people don't.
You press record, babe, just in case. You press record, yes or no? It's just a yes or no question.
You literally saw me break my back.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure because I feel like today is going to be a really good podcast and I want to be triple sure. But let's start with our favorites. Let's start with our new favorite segment, guys. Business shout outs. Remember, if we don't get to yours like in the next couple of weeks or whatever, or in this week's, just go ahead and spam us. Send it every single time till we read it, okay? So let's start off with one of our friends. She's actually our friend, but first she's the one that bought one of our puppies. Shout out to Erika. She wants to shout out her friend, and her friend's Instagram is called Her Branding Besties. Basically, she's a web designer plus branding, Latina owned, helping CEOs build converting brands plus website plus photography. Stand out, make a name for you.
Damn, you don't have to read it that fast.
It was her bio.
They understood.
But anyway, shout out to Erika and shout out to her friend. We're actually in need of a little remodeling for our website, according to Blanca. So we would love to work with you, girl.
Yeah. Also, we need a rebranding of the podcast and the J&J YouTube channel. So please send helpful reels.
Yes. Also, babe, this girl, she DM'd Spill the Beans a long time ago saying that she sent you a box to your P.O. box, but we haven't opened it. But you're like, really? Sometimes you like, you know, take a little bit on your P.O. boxes. So you shouted it out actually yesterday. Did you do P.O.s? Well, I screenshotted this yesterday. But anyways, thank you so much. You received it. You just misspelled it, LOL. It's okay. Hopefully you can give us a shout out on your podcast. But it's Marimar_Cosmetics BB. Love you guys. Bendiciones.
Wait, let me see.
And here's the full Instagram.
I tagged her though.
I don't know. She said that you misspelled it a little bit.
Oh, I got the wrong at. Oh,
that's so sad.
I'm so sorry, girl.
You probably tagged this big multi-billion-dollar company and she's over here.
That's my bad. It's because I went with the picture that pops up was identical to the picture that came in the little thank you card. So I'm so sorry. I'll do better.
And then this girl sent us like a DM saying that she lives in Thorin. She's very close to us. I didn't screenshot that one, but I screenshotted the business. It's the_knit_blanket_shop. She basically does those hand knit chunky blankets. Very cute. Look. Chunky blankets.
Oh, wait. These are literally like the Casa Luna ones from Target.
Yeah.
Girl.
Guys,
if
go
you are
shop
looking
these.
for blankets, go buy these because you know how much time she spends. And probably the ones at Target are made by a machine, you know?
Yeah. And then we go on to, hi guys, I've been following you for years and starting this business in Phoenix. Please follow us and send a shout out once we're open and you guys are in Phoenix. Stop by and support.
Ooh.
And it's HMO Doggos. Dogs Estilo Hermosillo, Sonora. Let's go, guys. They're not open yet, but they will be very soon. Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Sure.
You know what I found out? I really like hot dogs. Okay, they're really good. And when my mom or my suegra makes them, I do eat like 3 of them. I didn't know that you couldn't eat hot dogs when you're pregnant. Noemi told me. Yeah.
Because it's deli meat?
No, but it's like they're cooked, right?
Maybe. I think that like normal hot dogs. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess because we never, I mean, I've never been a raw dog eater, you know. Like every time we have hot dogs or like hot dogs on sandwiches or burgers, I always cook them fully, almost till they're burnt. But yeah, I didn't know that you could have them, so I really like them. By the time we go to Phoenix again, I'm not gonna be pregnant anymore, so we can stop by, get some dogs.
Next up, we have, let's go to this girl here. She has an embroidered by Eileen business. So basically it's embroidery stuff. Very cute. And then next, it's just Eileen.creates. So it's just a bunch of like custom orders, custom everything you want. And I believe she said she sent Franco some stuff, some embroidered stuff. I'm reading from her message right here. Oh, perfect. I found it. Hi, I'm currently watching your podcast and I would love to send you guys a package for your baby. I do custom gifts including engraved baby bibs and engraved baby brushes. My Instagram is Eileen.creates. I also do engraved baby sweaters and blankets on my second account, Embroidery by Eileen.
So she hasn't sent Franco anything.
I think, yeah. And I said, oh my God, thank you so much. Love to see it. Oh my God, yes, of course. I also replied on your story for your baby shower. I can help if you need any acrylic/wood signage or even drink stirs. Oh, thank you so much.
That's so sweet. I love embroidered things, guys. If you are a fan of Zara, Zara has customized 2-piece sweats, and you can put your baby's name on it embroidered, and they're the cutest thing ever. I think.
Yeah. And lastly, so we can start the podcast. Hey, Jonathan and Blanca and Spill the Beans listeners. My name is Cindy and I work for a small business named Paradise Birdhouses. It would mean so much to me if you could shout them for me. Paradise Birdhouses prides itself on making both birdhouses and bird feeders that last a long time with minimal care. That is why the construction material of our products are 99.9% made in the USA. I chose this one because I told you the other day, I was like, we should put a little bird feeder in our yard for Franco, because Franco loves animals and also just birds. Right now through Colorado, están pasando.
Damn, boy.
Están pasando all the geeses and gooses or whatever you want to call them flying, south, and he's obsessed with them. He just loves birds in general. So I was like, we could put a little birdhouse and he could see them 24/7. Yeah, so cute. If you guys want to, send us a birdhouse, or you didn't, or I'll look into your Instagram and see which one we'll pick out for him,
Yeah. Also, if you guys hear any whistling or like crying in the back, it's actually the wind. We woke up to really bad wind today and you can literally hear it rumbling the house up. So just a little disclaimer.
But anyways, guys, if you do decide to go shop any businesses, also let them know where you're coming from. It would mean the world to us if you'd be like, hey, just found you on Spill the Beans, just so they know, our shout outs are working or are helping someone. At least one person buy something this holiday. Like Blanca said, you guys literally saw the blankets. It's the same exact quality, I'm assuming, and from the looks of it, as the one really expensive ones in Target. So why not shop a local business,
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, let's hop into the podcast. I think for the remainder of the year, babe, we're just going to let them choose the podcast topics. We're going to do big topics, little Q&A topics, just because, with the weather change, the vibes are a little bit more like sad, depressed, cozy. And I want that people, like, if they wake up and maybe they don't like it being cloudy and a little sad, that at least the topic, like, they got to choose the topic, that their drive, their commute to work or school is just like, bam, like what they want to hear.
Okay.
Does that make sense, babe?
Yep, it does.
Is that good with you?
Yes.
Okay, let's get right into it. All right, and I wanted to start off with this one because we're rolling around the holidays, Halloween.
Rocking around.
Oh my God, I can't talk.
Tree.
Halloween. I mean, you do say Halloween, but I don't know why I emphasized it like that. Halloween, you don't really gather around, but you do gather around for Thanksgiving and then, more importantly, Christmas and New Year's. So the question, I got a lot, but overall, to summarize it, it said, married. Whose side of the family should we spend the holidays with?
Dun, dun, dun. Neither. Just kidding.
That's good.
You know what? Coming from experience, I think that Jonathan and I are just very lucky in the sense that our families get along, and two, that Jonathan's family goes to Mexico every single December. So during Christmas, like, it's never been where are we going there first, or we're going here first, and I'm sure we'd still spend it with both of our families. But with us, we're just lucky because Jonathan has a big family, and you guys talk to all your aunts, and like, you know, they all come. Your mom has a sister here that she's really close to. And with our family, it's basically just my family. You know, like my mom has a sister, but she goes to her husband's house. And Jonathan and I have always been closer to my family, so we always do include them in like our events with his family. So for Thanksgiving, we usually always spend it together, right?
Yeah.
It has never been like, oh, let's go over there and then go over here.
Yeah, we're blessed enough to be able to say we, you know, both our families come together. I think it also really helps that we're both from Durango, so that's even more of a sense of a community there. But babe, you know what I was thinking? That even though we're going to be going on 10 years, that we still, like, I want you guys listening to be like, oh, you know, they know everything. No, like, we're still going to go through things that maybe some of you guys have experienced and we haven't. Because I was thinking, when you get your papers, ¿cómo le vamos a hacer ahora sí en December? Because there's no excuse not to spend it with my family in Mexico, you know?
Yeah, we're probably
like
going to have to spend it with your family because we've already been together for 10 years, you know? And I think my family would be super understanding and happy for us because they know that for the last 10 years, we've spent every single Christmas with them. And now continuing forward, we're going to spend it in Mexico and get, you know, a new sense of holiday tradition for our kids too. Because I just think Christmas in Mexico is so nice. It's not centered around presents. It's not centered around going like going all out for your sala outfit, in a sense that when you go to Mexico, like, you're warm and you're cozy and you're going out, and like everything is centered around the food and the dinner together, you know. So we're really excited for that coming up. So I think my family will be really understanding. I have heard couples that actually just heard a podcast this morning, and they were talking about how Thanksgiving they spend with one family and then Christmas with another, so they just switch off the holidays, you know.
Yeah, I don't see where problems arise. You know, I'm being very selfish when I say that,
unless they have a toxic suegra.
Yeah,
like,
but let's
unless
just
it's
say
like,
that you're just, you know, why wouldn't you just take turns?
Yeah, like 1 year,
like, leave Thanksgiving out of it. Let's just say Christmas or New Year's. Why wouldn't you just take turns? Or either you do, like Christmas or New Year's with one, or if you do have to travel to Mexico and the other family can't, then just 1 year, you know, 1 year, no, un año
switch
sí.
it off. I guess sometimes it comes from like the anxiety of knowing that, okay, we set in place to be fair that we're spending Thanksgiving with my family and Christmas with his family, and then maybe his mom is like, well, it makes me really sad that you guys don't want to spend Thanksgiving with us too, you know. Maybe that's where it comes in.
Yeah,
where
that's when you have toxicas, and I don't know. Shout out to you, because can't relate. Yeah,
I think that it starts to get a little hard when your in-laws aren't understanding on either side. But I would say, just make it fair. Just like tell them, like, we love spending holidays with you guys. 1 year we're going to do this, and then the next year we're going to do that. Switch off. And if not, another thing that works too is that it depends. I guess it doesn't really work in the Hispanic community, because every single time I like talk about this, I'm like, dude, it's only los güeros, you know, because mostly, like, when I had white friends growing up, the breakfast
with my tia, remember?
Oh, yeah. So when I was growing up, my white friends would have Thanksgiving at like 10, 11, or 12 p.m. I'm like, girl, what are you? She's like, yeah, we eat, we have the big dinner, and then, you know, other families go to dinner with the other side of the family, or we just hang out for the rest of the day, you know. And I'm like, I have never heard of that, but you could do that too. Be like, hey mom, I'll host a breakfast for Thanksgiving, and then for dinner in the evening, we're gonna go to my husband's house. You know, you could do that too.
Just be fair.
Yeah, it's just compromising your time.
Because there also are toxica, like suegras and suegros or whatever.
Yeah.
But there also are like toxica, like wives.
Yeah.
I can see where, like, if Blanca was just like, no, with my family every year, then I'd be like, okay, then give me Franco and I'll dip with my family to Mexico if you don't want to go, you know? Because it's going to be fair, no matter if you don't like my mom or anything like that, or if I don't like your dad, or vice versa, whatever. I think it just has to be fair. Yeah, just be fair and compromise, and, you know, try to make both of the families happy. Pick one? You can go ahead. I picked all of last time, remember? All right, guys, you know that during the holiday season, it's so freaking hard to stay on track with your eating.
Especially if you want to meal prep. What are you meal prepping, girl? It's the holidays and I want to have 10 plates of turkey. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days.
Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door.
You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all your holiday to-dos.
During the holiday season, no one has time to do some cooking. Factor does all the thinking for you. It does the chopping and prepping for you while also providing the nutritional value that you need.
Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in 2 minutes. So all that you have to do is heat them up and enjoy. You can choose from over 35 weekly, fresh, never frozen meals that support your healthy lifestyle.
There are so many options like Gourmet Plus, Lunch to Go, Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and an assortment of over 45 add-ons to suit various preferences and tastes.
With Factor, you can rest assured you're making a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions and source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. Head to factormeals.com/spillthebeans50 and use code spillthebeans50 to get 50% off.
That's code spillthebeans50 at factormeals.com/spillthebeans50 for 50% off with code spillthebeans50. And now back to the episode. Things you learned with your firstborn that you'll do differently with your second.
Oh man, I feel like there's a lot, but there's not really a lot.
No, I think there's like physical ones, babe. Like, oh, you always talk about when I breastfeed or when I try to put him to sleep. For the second one, I would definitely do it like laying down sleeping style.
Yeah.
There's like physical things we talk about. Like when I say physical, I mean like that don't have to do with mental and emotion because we haven't really experienced that. Like we're going to be just as loving, just as vocal, just as, with the food, starting them off young. I don't think we would change anything. When we say physical, I mean like get her used to the stroller really quickly.
Yeah.
Like the car seat. Porque Franco, you know how Mexicans hacemos la cuarentena? Hacemos. Like if I go through it, like you guys do the cuarentena. So Franco hates, until this day, hates the car seat.
Right now he can tolerate it because we just
Go somewhere quick.
Yeah, or we just ignore him in the sense that he starts fussing. We're like, okay, whatever. But when he was a baby, he would scream his lungs out and he would actually like cry, like genuinely cry. Mm-hmm. And right now he kind of just fusses and like screams here and there. But yeah, for sure, getting her used to the car seat right away. And even if we don't go out, like putting her in the car seat and like walking her around the house, just because we also want her to get used to the stroller because Franco doesn't like the stroller. He can be in it max 10 minutes.
Yeah, like physical stuff like that.
Yeah, like chupon. I've said this already. I really want her to like the chupon. If she doesn't, like Franco didn't, then okay, but I'm going to try a little harder for her to like it. I'm going to get her on bottles right away. With Franco, I was super against bottles. I didn't want anybody else to feed him. I just wanted to have that connection with him. And with this baby girl, I am going to breastfeed and I plan to do it as long as I did with Franco, but I am going to get her used to bottles right away just so that Jonathan can have bonding time with her, and while he bonds with her and feeds her, I can bond with Franco too, and just switch off here and there. But other than that, I think everything's the same. Like I love everything else that we chose, all the diapering, the wipies, the bassinets, everything. Like I do want to kind of get her used to the bassinet. I do want her to be a little bit more independent with sleep, just because it's getting hard to let Franco out of our bed, and we have like 4 months left until she comes. So we really need to start training him to sleep in his own bed. But I really want, I've heard girls are really good about independent sleep if you try as soon as they're tiny, and like I think you can start trying around 2 to 3 months. So that is really where the changes come in. I think anything else, we really enjoy how we've been doing, and our parenting styles, although have never been the same, we've compromised a lot of things and we're on the same page about everything now, and I don't think that we have to change anything really.
Mm-hmm.
I think I if anything, I think that this is going to be a much better experience just because Jonathan is going to be more understanding,
Oh yeah, 100% more like better experience for you.
And you know what to do now.
Yeah. Even though I'm going to spend like majority of my time with Franco Segundo.
Yeah. You are.
Let's go with Baby shower vibes. How's running going? How's running going for both of y'all? Will y'all be doing Vlogmas? Oh, she put 3 in 1. Okay. I was like, I thought she was like, how's
now
running?
you're trying to do a run-on sentence.
Literally. Okay,
Always.
baby shower vibes. How's running going for both of y'all? Will y'all be doing Vlogmas? Let's get it right here. 3 questions, girl.
How's running going for us? It's going amazing. I'm not doing any of it. Baby shower vibes, stressful vibes right now, guys. We had an appointment yesterday and it just went really bad. So hopefully by the time that you're listening to this, we have a venue booked. But yesterday I had to cancel our venue for the baby shower because there was just a lot of things that weren't aligning. They weren't letting us do a lot of things, and I had an appointment at the baby shower venue with a business that was going to do my drapery for me. And basically what happened is that she said she was going to need 5 to 6 hours to drape the place up, and they were only giving us 2 hours to come in prior to the event starting. So she's like, it's going to be physically impossible. Like, I wish I could tell you that I could do it, but I can't. So I tried to talk to the venue and they said, no, like we really can't let you come in any sooner. So I canceled it and only got half of my deposit back.
Yeah. Guys, this is crazy. Like, this puts it into perspective how blessed and loved we are. Like, parents out there, when you have your second child, you're like, you try to make it as special as the first one. But sometimes I'm going to talk about myself, babe, because I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'm like, it's the second one. Who's going to come? Oh, it's the second baby. Like, why do people care? Whatever, But then I was like, all right, babe, let's just invite, everyone we invited to the first one plus more because we've made more friends. And I was like, I don't think people are going to come, Like, because Blanca was like, babe, should I invite this person? And I was like, I mean, yeah, they're not going to come. Boom, confirms right away, Yeah,
and in that sense, we're talking about people out of state, guys, because we're taking all into consideration. It's a second baby. It's in December.
It's cold.
It's cold as fudge. Nobody mostly a lot of people travel for the holidays, so nobody's really traveling in December to do any other parties except for family ones. So we're like, yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna come, to be honest. In the sense of the people that live outside of the state. And so I started sending invitations out and they're like, oh yeah, we just booked our flights, confirming our flights are booked. I'm like, oh
yeah, that's another thing for the salon that we're changing.
Salon.
So el salon, that we didn't anticipate so many people, but now we are. So it's like, okay, let's step it up a notch,
Yeah. So yeah, baby shower is it's going crazy right now.
Feels like we're planning a wedding.
Okay, chill. We would not be this calm if we're planning a wedding. But you guys can keep up with me on my channel. That's where my vlog is going to go, where I tell you guys spill the beans. Where I spill all the beans about the baby shower. And what was the third one? Are we doing Vlogmas?
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing Vlogmas as every year.
No me preguntaste.
Bro, shut up. Babe, why are you like this?
Babe, we were talking about it.
Yes, and we're like, how are we going to do it? I was like, just like last year, where it goes on your channel, and then my channel, and then your channel, and then my channel.
Okay, guys. I guess we're doing Vlogmas.
Oh my God.
Fridays will be part of Spill the Beans, and then Mondays will be
Fridays will be part of Spill the Beans, okay.
Well, the Vlogmas will come from Spill the Beans, and then J&J on Mondays, Blanca on Tuesdays, J&J on Wednesdays, Blanca on Thursdays. Does that sound good?
Yep.
We'll try our best. I don't think we've ever done 25 days, right?
Never.
But maybe this year.
I think we have. Actually, no, we haven't. This year will be another story, hopefully. Oh my God. Never film the podcast after you have a big, big meal because I am very sleepy.
Toxic family members, thumbs down. Because why are you so worried about what my mom does as ex-cuñada?
Bruh, that's what you are not allowed to read because you can't read.
It cut off, babe. Jesus. Can you guys tell that Blanca's a little moody?
And guess who makes me moody, guys?
This girl said, step parenting. I have so much experience as a step parent. I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, yeah, we have no experience in that sense, guys. We literally can't talk at all.
Yeah.
We
Unfortunately,
will never talk on something that we've never experienced.
Well, we said
you know?
we can say what we would do.
No,
no, we
because-
have. Remember when that girl said, "Oh, I have a stepson, and I feel like he's
she
he's
gave us
autistic, and when he goes over to his dad's house, I feel like the other brother hits him." And we said, "Oh, that's fucked up." I would tell my ex-husband something.
Yeah, but I guess that's like giving us a full detailed scenario. But right now, like, she was just like step parenting. What are the vibes? Do you want to do it? Do you not? Do you want to date someone that already has kids? Maybe, maybe not. You know? You just never know, guys. Just be careful who you choose as a step parent. Period.
Could y'all talk about how y'all stay strong as a couple? My husband and I have no village. I chose this one too right now because I was trying to look for it, and it said something along those lines, like, how do you guys stay so united when like shit hits the fan or something like that?
You have to talk when shit hits the fan. Basically.
Yeah, guys. I think
it's hard
no,
when
babe,
you
it's
become
not.
parents. Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah.
Because when you're not parents, like, I think your fights aren't as crazy. Like, what did we used to fight about before we had Franco?
Like toxicity, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was
Jealousy.
like the one thing,
No, not
like
even.
before we got married, it was toxic.
Oh yeah.
And then we got married.
Married to Franco, I do not honestly know what
Married to
about.
Franco was more like video games. It was more
Yeah.
like
All
what?
like attitudes, I think.
Yeah.
Like
And it was the reason that Jonathan and I had kind of a rocky couple of months after we got married. No, it wasn't even after. It was
After?
Yeah, it was the year of 2020 when we kind of started bumping heads. It was because it was the year that Jonathan quit his job. And we had never had to spend 24 hours in a day together when he didn't have to go to work, and I like where we wouldn't see each other for 8 hours and then we would see each other for 3 before he went to sleep, you know? So I think that's when it was like an adjustment. But other than that, I don't remember much. I mean, you had your jealousy here and there, but it wasn't like,
no, after marrying or proposing to me, I do not remember being jealous. Like jealous. Sometimes I would get tipsy, and then if we're like at a baile,
yeah, exactly.
and she's like,
I was literally looking at her. I'm like, you are getting my mental message.
but that's
right
not
now.
that's not like, oh, like that's just me. Like I told her, that's as a guy, that's not with you. Like no te hagas la muy creída. Like that has nothing to do with you. It's more that guy's like potentially knows you have a husband, and he's still asking you to buy you a drink.
But that was always my thing. I was like, so if it has nothing to do with me, then why are you mad at me? Why are you taking it out on me? You know?
Oh yeah, I guess that's yeah. Okay. Oh, this girl said she wanted.
You didn't
more.
even answer her question.
What?
How do you stay united? You
Oh
just
shit!
damn, my boy.
How do we stay so united? I think that it just comes down to, for me, when I got therapy, and I think this is something I didn't answer, like how it helped me going back to sleep, how it helped, like how therapy actually physically helped me, you know, because I only said I took edibles, but the one girl was like, hey, did it help you with your sleep? Like, that's what I want to know. I think the thing that it helped me with was not overthinking anymore, because, and how do I explain that? Like the way my therapist put it, and she was very stern with this. Do you want to be with Blanca? Yes, I do. Okay, do you have a time machine to go back and change everything you did, she did, blah, blah, blah? No, I don't. Can you go back in time right now? No, you can't. Can you change anything? No. So knowing you cannot change anything in the past and you still want to be with her, you have to forget everything that happened, you know? Or like let go of it, forget and forgive. Like you cannot go back in time. Therefore, if you want to continue it, so that's what I'm saying. When we unite, like if we fight about, let's say either it's some dumb shit about the house, the trash, or it's even bigger, you know, it's about Franco, or we have our strong argument. It's like, do I want to be with you and do I love you? Okay, yes. Okay, then forget about it. Like, what's the point of not talking right now or for a couple days if if you do want to spend the rest of your life with this person, you know? So just get over it. Yeah. That would be my biggest piece of advice to stay united. Like, do you look at your husband and like, do you want this guy to be with you for the rest of your life? Do you love him? Yes. Okay, then forget, like, stop fighting like little kids, forget the bullshit and fix your problems right there and then. Because what's the point of you not talking right now or in 5 days and him sleeping on the couch, him like, this is getting some real life shit right here, guys. So him sleeping on the couch, him not, you know, like not talking to you, not like, why? If you do want the rest of it. Now, if you ask yourself that same question, you're like, you know what? I am tired of this guy. I don't want to spend the rest of my life. Then, you have to have another talk with him. But if you do, like I'm assuming a lot of you do, because you do love your husbands, you do love your wives, then get over it. Stay united. It's you and your partner against the world, not a three-way, you against the world, your husband against the world, and occasionally you two against each other. Like, no.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Oh, was that boring, babe?
Super boring. I think that it just comes down to knowing what you're going to argue about, So it's like, are you going to argue about, or are you going to choose the hard path and leaving him because you're tired of him, this has led to the breaking point? Or are you going to choose a hard path of coming to him with love and telling him, hey, I would really appreciate if you would change this and this and this and this, and like Jonathan and I to this day have those talks, know, where it's like Jonathan, he's not in my head. He doesn't think like me. He doesn't do things with the intentions that I do things. So when Jonathan does something and I think it's unkind, he doesn't think that it's unkind. He thinks he's being silly. He thinks he's saying a joke. He thinks he's just being like, haha, whatever. Because Jonathan se le va, like, you can say something and he forgets about it the next day, because I'll be like, well, do you remember what you said, babe, when we were on our way to this? He's like, no, what did I say? And I was like, well, you said this, and it made me. He's like, that's why you're mad? Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I meant, and so then that's when it comes down to me being like, babe, I would just appreciate you if you were being kinder to me. And then he's like, okay, well, can you tell me what that means to you? Because I don't think I'm being unkind. So you have to, like, you literally have to tell him, and I think that when your boyfriend and girlfriend se te va de que, he has to read my mind and he has to know that I'm mad because he didn't hold my hand like this, like that, But like when you're married, you can't. Like you have to literally tell him, babe, I would really appreciate if you took the trash out. I would really appreciate if you would, instead of calling me babe, like you would call me honey, because that makes me feel a little bit more, And know that, and that's literally how you have to communicate, because that's how I've had to communicate with Jonathan before. And to guys, I feel like it could just be silly. Like he'd be like, oh, I really just meant that as a joke. And to us, if we're pregnant, if we're on our period, if we're a little bit more emotional, whatever, then it's gonna like strike harder, So, and then Jonathan does the same too now. Like if I say something, he'd be like, you're being really unkind to me right now. And so then I have to be like, okay, so then how am I being unkind? And then he'd be like, well, you could have said this, but instead you said this, So you literally just have to kind of call it out in the moment. Call things out when you're in a good mood, and it's going to save you so many arguments, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's the best advice you've ever given, babe. Call things out when you're happy, not when you're mad. Because when you're mad, you're like, what are you going to do about it? Oh, the door's wide open. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't like how,
I think there's been times where Jonathan and I are like arguing, and I'm like, this sounds like the perfect time to bring up what he did 2 nights ago while I was putting Franco to bed, and then that creates more like stress, more argument. It makes the problem bigger. But if we're like kind of chilling or happy, Franco's down for bed, and I'm like, babe, do you remember that you forgot to pick up the toys yesterday and that was your job? And you're like, oh yeah, sorry babe, it's because I was really tired.
Y ahí vengo solito a recoger los juguetes. Exactly. Pero si me dice cuando está enojada, I'm like, fuck that, dude. You're gonna yell at me? Nah, I'm going to sleep.
Like if you're mad, I'll make you more mad,
Yeah. All right, guys, before this podcast continues, we just want to let you know our Black Friday sale is live.
The biggest sale of the year, guys. 25% off everything on the website. 25% off. Code Black Friday, baby. Not the baby, just Black Friday. We'll have it here on the screen. Black Friday, 25% off everything. Take advantage. The holidays are coming up. Christmas is coming up. And these are the best gifts that you can give someone.
Honestly, guys, the sweaters, the shirt, they make the perfect gifts. If you know someone that has struggled with mental health or has gotten better out of it, then this is the perfect gift for them, And just overall, if you're wearing the shirt or sweater in public, you never know whose life it could change.
So don't forget vibeandco.shop. You are going to get 25% off everything on the website with code Black Friday.
Go, 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 guys. It's live right now. So pause this podcast and then come right back.
So yeah, I think just call things out when you're in a good mood and literally just
Moral
tell
of the story, Like, people change, guys. And if you're a wife listening to this, if you're a husband, if you two are on a road trip and you're listening to this together, people change, guys. It's statistically proven that people change every 7 years, emotionally, mentally, physically. Your taste buds, your skin falls off. You have completely new skin in 7 years. So, like, I remember my humor era lo máximo para Blanca. Like, I make her laugh every day. I do this. I would think my humor was awesome, but then I realized that sometimes my humor can be my own detriment, and it can be too ¿cómo se dice? Like, I can cross the line sometimes. I can be too mean. I can be too sarcastic, and that does hurt my wife's feelings. So now I have to be like, oh shit, like, I could really make a funny punchline right now, but I'm just not gonna say it because that could be mean, you know. And it could be like 10 years ago, she freaking loved that shit, or she loved how I was and with our friends, yeah. So yeah, guys. So, you know, I guess just shut the fuck up.
Honestly, no, I think that you just have to compromise a lot in your relationship, and you just literally have to love the person however they want to be loved. And you can't sit here, like, I think that was one of our main things with Jonathan. I'd be like, babe, well, what you said was really mean, and then he's like, that was not mean. So then we get mad because I think it's mean, he thinks it's not mean. So then I'm like, wow, so he doesn't even care that he's being mean. So that it has a lot to do with, okay, he thinks it's mean, I'm gonna stop doing it. He thinks it's unkind, I'm gonna start doing it. He thinks that I'm embarrassing him in front of people when I say this out loud, I'm gonna stop doing it, you know? Because you can't just minimize your emotions, because I'm not in your body, I don't know how you feel, and he's not in my body, he doesn't know how I feel. So it's just understanding, like being fully understanding of your partner, and knowing that you guys are in this together, and that you trying to, like, doing things to make yourself look good in front of your friends, your family, whatever, etc., it's not going to help you in the long run. So it's like, it's literally is putting your partner as a priority and their feelings and emotions, because if you guys are happy, then your household is happy, your kids are happy. And yeah, like, what, it just doesn't make sense if you're like fighting out and about to make yourself look better in front of other people, and then you get home to like a shitty relationship, a shitty house, not the vibes, you know?
Yeah, but the other person has to also work on it as well. You know, like, I'm going to give you guys a funny example. Blanca the other day told me that, or no, you said it on the podcast, right? If I'm not in control, I get anxious or something like that. And I realized that with Franco the other day when you went to go, I think, see El Salon. I was with him, and you bought him that sticker book right there, and he gets the stickers, and then there's a page, let's say with the landscape, and you're supposed to put the stickers on there. Well, my controlling ass, at the beginning, Franco wanted to put, like, Chase, the dog, on, like, the sky, and I'm on, like, the clouds, and I'm like, the dog doesn't go there, like, he's not flying. Franco, why don't you put him, like, on the grass part where he'll look nice, so when you open the sticker book, all the stickers will be where it belong, you know? And then, well, I didn't say that out loud, but I thought it, and I was like, why am I trying to control a toddler with stickers? Like, it's not my book. My friends aren't gonna come over and be like, hey guys, look at this sticker book. I just put the stickers where they belong. Like, you know? So then I was like, like, you know, when people scratch, you know that when they scratch the plate with the fork and you get those chills?
Yeah.
That's the same feeling I get when the stickers don't go where they're supposed to be. No. So I was like, go for it, Franco, go for it. And he'll grab a sticker and put it on the computer. Like, we're talking about the landscape. He would grab a sticker, a truck, and put it on the freaking dog, and I'd be like, oh my god. But I'm like, as he kept doing it, I was like, okay, like, Jonathan, like, relax.
It's, you know, like, fine. He's
like, this book will be lost in a week, no one will ever see it, your friends won't come over and open and be like, oh, that's not where the dog, you know, just relax, Jonathan. And then, so that was me actively working on something, whereas I could just simply, let's say, Franco, we substituted for Blanca, and Blanca just continuously supports my controllingness, freakiness. I work on it as well, you know? Yeah. I hope that was a good example. You can't just expect, like, if I have a control, like, something, what's it called? Problem. Mm-hmm. It's not healthy as well if you're constantly supporting my controllingness, you know? How do you mean? I got to also work on it.
What do you mean supporting my controlliness?
Like, Franco, if Franco would, like, let's say Franco was a little bit older and he was like, all right, Dad, like, let's put the dog there. Let's do this. Let's do it that way. He, one, does not have as fun. He'll probably look at me differently. He'll probably be like, what the fuck, Dad? Why do you care so much about a sticker book? You're 30 years old, you know? Whereas, like, I now feel much better and I can tolerate not controlling scenarios around me.
Yeah, I think that's really... That's a really good way to put it, because
I just gave myself therapy.
yeah, you just have to work. You have to work on things with little things like that, because you working on that with Franco is gonna make you work on something like a bigger problem down the road that you can't control.
And that was a metaphor for like bigger things down
Yeah.
the road, you know? The sticker book was actually my life. It's because a lot of these guys, like, we have no say. Like, the pressures of settling down when you're single.
You don't gotta settle down, girl. You do you. Period. I think that there's a lot of people. I actually got a question like this in last podcast. I never read it, but it was the pressure of people telling you, or the pressure of everyone around you getting married and having kids and settling down when you're single and like you still want to get after a career. It's like you should never feel pressured around about the things that other people are doing. Everyone is on their own path. Everyone settles when they want to settle. Everyone does what they want to do when it's their time to do it, you know? So never look at someone and be like, oh, because they're settling, like now I have to go find a husband. Like, you know, just live your life,
guys. Like, don't listen to people, your mom, your parents, your tias. Hey, when are you gonna have kids? Like, fuck no. Like, I can personally tell you, kids is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yes, me, and I'm sure it will happen to you too one day. But I can also tell you that I can't just go at 2 a.m., drive into the mountains, and look at all the shooting stars at night. I can't do that, and that's something beautiful that if I didn't have kids, I would do. But you can, because you don't have kids. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So don't see as like kids, you're missing out on life. You should have kids by now. Like, no, because you get to do things that people with kids can't do, you know?
Yeah. Just focus on your own life and never compare it to what other people are doing, because everybody struggles. Like, if people are making it seem like being married is amazing, that's because it's amazing in their life. It's not because you have to go get out of your amazing single life to go get married. You know, like, you just take life at your own pace, at your own path. You're gonna eventually get married. Like, you're eventually gonna have kids if you want kids. You're eventually gonna get married if you want to get married. You know, so there's no need to rush it. There's no need to force anything. Don't ever feel like that.
Yeah. What is a narcissist?
A narcissist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, let's talk about this one. This one's juicy. Influencers, gatherings / traditions.
What do you mean about that?
I don't know. That's what she just put.
Or influencers gathering?
Yeah, like, let's just, I feel like, let's say if I was listening to a podcast with doctors and they let you into their life, I would be interested, you know?
I literally wish that everyone that I know was active on stories all day, just so I could see what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, imagine a doctor clocking in for surgery at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
you
guys,
know, like that's
if
so
you're
cool.
just quotes, if you're just hearing this, you think you're a normal person because you have a 9 to 5, you come home, you feed your husband. Like, I want to see that.
Yeah, like, I want to see what your morning routine is before you get to work. I
What
want to
you
see
do at
what
work.
you do at work, if you can show it without
Getting in
HIPAA violations. I want to see what you do when you get home. Like, what are you going to cook? Or did you already plan out the meals? You know, like, I want to see that. That's so cool.
Yeah, we'll like not see our friends. Like, let's say we don't hang out with our friends in a few weeks and we come back together and they're like, yeah, I actually just went to this place. I'm like, and you didn't post it once on it. Oh,
Not
no.
even a picture.
And I'm like, bro, like, I get not a lot of people's lives revolve around social media, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But like, if you're shy because you don't have the followers or whatever, I've said this before, Instagram was not made for famous people, guys. Instagram was made for everyone. So upload your shit, upload whatever you want, your recipe, your cooking, your dogs, your family.
Yeah, because like the followers you do have on Instagram, whether they're 1,000 or 100, like, they don't see you every day and they don't talk to you every day. So it's like, I'm sure they're still interested in what you're doing or what your coffee order is or where you like to go eat on Friday night, you know? So just post
sometimes
it for the
like
vibes.
last Friday, what did we do last Friday?
Nothing.
Just the CU game, right? But before that, I remember it was really boring because the game started really late.
Oh, because we went to the park and then we went out to dinner.
Yeah.
And then, before we got home and you're like, so what do people do? Like, I really want
And
to know
that's
what
why I
everyone's
literally
doing.
opened my Instagram and I was like, I was just trying to see what people do on a freaking Friday night, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys have even more fun than whatever these influencers because you guys actually have friends, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that influencers have a lot of friends or are super popular. Guys, sometimes the influencer is the one on their phone in the corner not talking to anyone.
Yeah. And I think that influencer world is crazy because I feel like right now you already see the friendships are established, but even if you're like new to the friend group or you're going to an event for the first time, like it's still scary. Like there's still normal people that get scared and anxious like meeting new people. So I feel like the only thing that differentiates an influencer from a quote unquote normal person is literally just the number of followers they have, which is nothing. You know, like that's why a lot of people say don't put these influencers on a pedestal. Like they make mistakes, they shit, they fart, you know, like just see them as the people that they are and don't expect them to be these gods that are going to fix everyone's problems, because at the end of the day, they're just like you, except they have followers, you know?
Yeah, I don't fart though.
Oh.
Guys, a fun fact about me, I don't fart in public or in like, I only fart on the toilet. That came to mind. Because babe, the other day, your sisters and I, we were like talking and I think like my shoe squeaked or something and it sounded like I farted, you know? And then I was really dead serious. I was like, did you guys know I don't fart? Like ask your sister.
Jonathan has never farted in front of me.
Or in general, like I don't fart in
front
public.
of anybody.
I only fart on the toilet.
Like if he has to fart, he will go to the restroom. Yeah. And I've always thought that you just go to like hacerte menso, you know?
No, so like, this is our problem. This was a problem a little bit. Nah, it wasn't even a problem, but I could tell your little toxica side wanted to come out in our other house, because you would be like, why are you always in the bathroom? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I bet you. What are you doing in the bathroom, huh? Like assuming I was cheating or doing bad stuff, you know? So then I was like, look, babe, the average person, let's say they poop 3 times a day, 4 times a day if they're healthy, right? But not only do I poop a lot, I fart in the toilet. Like other guys, yes, they'll walk around their house. They'll do it in front of their wives. Oh, fart bomb, you know, whatever. I don't do that. I don't even fart. Like, remember? No, that's too much. I'm not going to say that. But I don't even fart like outside, you know? So I have to go in the toilet and fart. So that adds up. How many times do you think I fart a day? Like probably like my gas problems, you know? Shout out to Colin, bro.
Sometimes Jonathan will just be going up the stairs. I'm like, where are you going? He's like, I'm gonna go fart. Like he literally goes to the bathroom, or he'll come out. I'm like, what were you doing? He's like, farting. But like in the toilet, you know? Yeah. And it's funny because he tells me, but it's not like, it'd be disgusting. He's like, oh babe, I gotta fart, and then he goes and then farts, you know? But you literally just like,
and she doesn't give me shit because I'll tell her like, do you want me to fart in front of you? No,
ma'am. Yeah, it's just, you know,
now that you know something about me. So if you want to tell famous birthdays or whatever those websites are, just put on my bio.
Farts in the toilet.
There's guys that sit down to pee, like they have to, you know.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Who was telling me?
Don't be telling people's secrets out here on the podcast.
Should I, guys? 10 likes and no, I'm kidding. Making friends once out of high school and leaving your hometown. That one's hard, guys. How do you make friends?
Can't relate.
How do you make friends outside of high school?
I never left my town.
I think your friends from high school become your work friends. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that group. Like, you go from having friends in high school to then your best friends become the ones you see at work. And then, yeah, I think those eventually become your long time friends. Yeah,
because you just become friends with the people that you spend the most time with.
Because I consider Mando and, George and Adrian like work friends, but they've become my friends, long-term friends now.
Yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of people don't like notice with influencers. And this is something that, I'm going to make a podcast about one day when I'm ready to spill all the tea. But
do it, babe. Do it right now.
No, and I'm talking about in the sense that you guys or a lot of people talk a lot of shit about influencers right now, about how it's not a real job and how you shouldn't be getting nannies, you shouldn't be getting daycare for your kids, you shouldn't be getting help because you're just an influencer. And the best way that I've always like talked to people and like put it is like, just make influencer is your work. Like that's your title. Like you're clocking into work, but you're just an influencer, And it's like, if Jonathan was still working at the trash, if I was still working at the clinic, I have my work friends. I was really close to all the girls I worked with at the clinic. So it's like, that is what our life is now. It's like we clock into our work, and we met Mando, Lily, all of them And they became our close friends because it's who we spend the most time with.
So now we clocked out of work, but they're still our friends. You know?
Exactly. So it's like on Friday nights when we want to go out and drink, obviously we're going to hit up our friends from work because those are the people that we spend the most time with. Those are the people that we talk to all the time, whose phone numbers we have. So then on a Friday night, we're like, hey, yeah, I'm going to call my work friends because that's where I made them. And we're going to hang out. And that's why a lot of people are like, these influencers are so fake. Like they just fly for the views. They just do this. Like in a sense, it is work because that's literally what being an influencer is.
You're still going to talk to your friend at work.
And you're exactly. And that's just because they're your friends. Like you're going to go to your friend's baby shower because it's your friend. Well, that's just how influencers are. Except that our work involves recording and creating content, you know?
And sometimes in life, guys, you lose friends.
Yeah.
And just like us and influencers, you also lose friends because it's life, okay? Nothing happens, nothing bad. You just, you know?
Yeah. And I think I got this a lot with my group of friends before I like started getting big on YouTube. And they're always like, well, what about this? What about that? Like, what about this friend? And I'm like, it's literally just life. Like, it's not, nothing happened. You fall out of these friendships because your lives just take different paths, you know, like you become parents, you get this different job, you have to quit at your job where you had all these close friends and now you have to go make friends at another job, you know? So it's like friends come and go and sometimes you lose them or don't lose them, but you lose contact with them for a year or two and then you see them at the store and you're like, oh, hey, we should hang out and catch up. And then you become friends again. You know, there's no tea, no shade, nothing. And just because influencers are in the public eye doesn't mean that, oh, there's tea. It's because they did this and they did that. If an influencer hasn't come out and been like, hey, I'm not friends with this person because this and this and this, I get it, totally get it. But if no one has ever come out and said anything, like you guys are just making up scenarios in your heads because, oh, it's because the way I see it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you guys see, I'd say like 30 to how many? Like 30% of our life, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys just have to be super aware that influencers get to control every single thing that is online about them, unless it's like on chisme pages, which that's uncontrollable. But like, their vlogs, their pictures, their Instagram stories, that's all controlled. So you only see what they want you to see, you know? So you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, they posted this and this, this and this. No, it's literally their life and what they're posting, and that's facts. Anything else you're getting from channels, from comments, like that's just literally you guys making up stories. Like you guys are great storytellers sometimes. You know?
Guys, and she means just haters.
Yeah, I'm talking about all the mean comments because we get some here and there, and it's just funny because it's always those comments that are like a random ass username and no picture.
Yeah. Sometimes, guys, we're baffled at the stories we get, like the made up scenarios. Like, oh, I think they're not friends anymore because this person. I'm like, what the hell? Like, where'd you get that from? Like, that's crazy. Like, you just woke up and said, I'm going to type this shit because I think this is what happened. You know? Your
guys' imagination is very admirable. And I'm talking about the haters because we
Babe, quit saying them.
Sorry.
Our Spill the Beans family is the most loving, supportive, understanding community out there. So I don't appreciate you saying them.
You guys, sorry. I mean the haters that don't have any profile pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think influencer world is it's like very simple, but a lot of people make it harder than it is.
I don't like talking about it. Like it's not, you know.
Yeah, well, who's gonna love talking about their job like that, you know?
Luis.
Guys, yeah, our compadre
loves his job.
Honestly, shout out to him. Like
he's the only person I know in this world that loves his job.
And I literally like admire that.
Yeah.
How much he loves his job and everything that he does, it's very admirable.
Guys, like I'm not gonna say that. I just like. If you, I'm not gonna talk shit because like I'm an influencer, but I feel like in this world, babe, there's two types of influencers. There's like me, where I don't want to talk, like I don't want to sound like a hater, but I don't put myself on a pedestal, right? If anything, I try to knock myself down from it. I always try to like, you know, say like, hey, we all shit, we all pee, we all this and that. I just think
that you're influencer by default. Like,
yeah,
you're just an influencer husband.
But then there's no, I feel like I categorize yourself in that too, because you're not out here like, and then there's influencers that truly think they're royalty.
Yeah.
And then you're not that. We're not that. Our friends are not that. Yeah. And then I feel like those people that want to be treated like royalty then ruin it for the rest of us. Like, that's why I'm embarrassed to say I'm an influencer. That's why I'm embarrassed to say sometimes I do YouTube videos because then what comes into mind? Oh, these people that are acting like a fool in public, that are scamming their followers for money, that are doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. I think that it's just because some influencers have become so out of touch with reality. And you guys, I think that everyone really knows that influencers get their audience because of how relatable they are, or because they have the life that people are wanting, you know. But it's like sometimes you get influencers that go from being relatable to being very unrelatable, very out of touch, and very like, I'm talking about all these TikTokers because there's some TikTokers that have like 15.5 million followers, and all their TikToks are, some of them don't even show their face, but they're like, oh, come with me to do a quick Target haul, come with me to run errands. And I see the comments, and they're like, people are like, I cannot believe that you guys think errands are going to Target, getting your hair done and getting your nails done. Like, those aren't errands. That's a privilege that you have. Like, errands are going to get groceries, going to pay your bills, going to get your car emissions check or something, you know. And I think that that's when influencers get a bad like rep, when you're so out of touch that you think going to drop $1,000 at Target every day is relatable, and that's how you got your followers, you know. So I think that that's why sometimes it's a little bit embarrassing when we're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm just in social media marketing, you know. Because if you say, oh yeah, I'm an influencer and I do YouTube for a living, they're gonna be like, oh, so you're like kind of stuck up and you think the world revolves around you. So yeah, I mean, I've been there before, guys. I see these TikToks and I'm like, damn, like $1,000 at Target, that's insane. And that's like being out of touch, because people like the normal person, even us, even people that, or even like rich people, like my friend that I talk about where she's rich, she would never go to Target and spend $1,000, you know, because they're not out of touch with money. And a lot of influencers are, but to each their own. I still freaking love watching those hauls. Cause I'm like, damn, girl.
Oh, so you're part of the problem.
You
babe.
do you. I don't follow them, but if they pop up on my For You page,
I think people can do whatever they freaking want. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
If they want to spend $10,000 at Target, fuck it. Okay, they're going to hell, not me.
Why would they go to hell? I think it's just accepting the influencers that you watch and accepting the content that you consume, right? Because you can literally control your For You page.
Yeah. So
control it, and don't, if you, oh, I freaking hate watching this influencer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then don't watch her. Unfollow her. Block her, you know? Yeah. But if you're over here talking and actively, like me, I was just talking shit about the people that spend $1,000 and I'm actively watching them on my For You page. Like,
yeah, babe, you just talk shit and you're watching them.
I'm like, I can easily just be like, unfollow.
But you don't comment.
Block.
And no, you don't dislike the video.
Yeah. But still, like,
you hype them up.
That's what I'm saying. You just have to accept the content that you consume, because sometimes, like, for me, before I started making money on YouTube, and like before this was my job, I watched people that I would like get inspired by. Like, I want to live that life. That's insane. So I would watch them because it would take me out of my reality. It's like reading a book. It's like watching a movie. You get taken out of your reality, and then you're like, wow, this is so inspiring. I want to go watch this again. And that's how you consume content. And I've always been like that. Like, I like consuming relatable content because I do watch a lot of moms with 2 kids. And like, I just search up things that are like relatable to me. But I still search up like those freaking moms that have mansions, have 2 live-in nannies, a chef, and all of this. And I'm like, damn, girl. Yeah, because it might not be relatable, but it's inspiring. Yeah. You know? And it's like something that, you know, if you want it, you could just watch it and get inspired by. Get some business. I think just notes. Moral of the story, like, if you don't like it, don't watch it, guys. Yeah. I don't like scary movies, so I don't watch them. Yeah. I'm not going and reading and writing a bad Rotten Tomatoes review about the scary movie. Exactly. I just don't watch it. Same thing with us. Si no les cuadra lo que les digo, if you don't like the podcast, just exit out. Be like, my chapter has ended with this podcast. Goodbye. Just unfollow us, please. Because... yeah, I think that it's also not healthy for you to like type out a really mean, for these haters to type out a really mean comment and then post it, because that's not healthy for you either. Because there's that, like, that's literally on the internet. Like, I have screenshots of comment that I'm always gonna see that name and see that comment. So like if I were to ever meet you in person, if you were to like me again in 2 months when my content changes again, then you're like, oh, I want to meet her, and I'm like, girl, I literally saw you commenting something mean, and then you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean, I was in a really bad spot, you know? And it's like, that's why you don't comment mean things, because that's on the internet forever. But yeah, I got a comment the other day, babe, and it was like, it was on my vlog. It was some girl telling me that I'm delusional because I make myself seem like this really hardworking, busy mom. When I have my mom who takes care of me, I don't cook, and I have a husband. And she's like, you're delusional. Like you should take notes from like these specific creators that actually cook and clean for their husbands, whatever.
And no, I'm not gonna say it.
And so what I said, I commented back, because sometimes I got time, girl, and when I got time, you don't want me to got
guys
time.
When she has time, I'm like trying to take her phone away. I'm
you
like,
don't
babe,
wanna,
stop.
You don't want to catch me when I have time, because I will fight you in the comments. But I just replied back. I was like, that's not being delusional, girly, that's being blessed. And I'm never gonna sit here and apologize or feel bad for the life that I have, or the life that God blessed me with, you know? Like, I'm never gonna sit here and feel bad because my mom helps me, you know? And my mom has always said it like, oh, if when you guys were little, I wish I had someone that helped me. When you guys were little, I wish I had this and this and this. And that's just because that's my mom, and that's how she is, guys. I cannot change the type of person that my mom is, because she's like that not only to me, she's like that with my sisters, my brother, my aunts. Like when my aunts were postpartum, my mom was literally cooking, cleaning, taking care of their kids. Like she was doing all of this for them. And it just so happens to be that that's how my mom is, and I'm her daughter, and she's gonna help me because she wants to, you know? It's not like we have her here because, you know, holding her hostage. So I said that, and I was like, and if you guys like watching content creators or consuming content where it's stay-at-home moms that like to clean, that literally base their content on cooking and cleaning, by all means, that's just not the base of my content. And it's never been, like, I've never been the type to record myself cooking and cleaning and that be the center of the content, you know? Like sometimes I throw it in here and there. So I'm like, by all means, go watch the YouTubers that you want to watch that are relatable to your life. That's just not who I am, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. You know?
Yeah, babe, pop off. You snap.
Pop off, queen.
You snap with that one, babe, because we're done apologizing. You know?
So for the longest time, and this was before I talked to Stacy, I used to feel so bad, and I'm like, I just don't like talking about the help that I get, because, or like the village that we have, because people are always like, blah, blah, blah. Like if they don't see a struggling stay-at-home mom, they think that you're like, you don't deserve to be a mom. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm not struggling. I'm a stay-at-home working mom, and I do work, you know? And when I say I was so busy today, yeah, it's because I was busy with a lot of work, like brand deals, replying to my managers, my meetings, all of this. And people are like, well, what are you doing? Like, you're not cooking, you're not cleaning. I'm like, damn, girl, like you don't gotta, like, instead of being, oh my God, good for you, girl, you know, I wish I had. And I do get comments like that where like, I wish I had the help, my mom isn't here anymore, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like sending you all the love. But there's people that instead of being like, oh, I wish I had the help, they're like, you're not worthy of being a mom, you're not even a good wife because you don't cook and clean. I'm like, if your husband forces you to cook and clean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. My wife is balling. She's making all this money, so I could care less if she makes beans for me. Is all right?
Yeah, it's like you have to just be happy in your life, period. You know, if you're unhappy with it, if you are commenting at me, you don't even cook, and you're saying it because you cook and you don't like it and your husband forces you to cook, then you got to change it in your life, girl. Just be like, I'm not going to cook anymore. You're going to cook, you know? Mm-hmm. But don't project your stress and your bad moods on other people, because that's not healthy either. And just consume the content that you want, period. Because we're done apologizing. And I'm talking about all the haters, guys, because obviously it's like, if you guys comment on 200 comments on this podcast, it's like one of those 200 is a hateful comment, you know? So I'm talking to that one person, and you guys know who you are. I have your names memorized, girl.
Damn, babe, you had time that day, huh?
I had so much time that day, babe. You don't even know. I was living my best life, and I'm never disrespectful, but sometimes I do, and I think it's just silly because then they comment back and they're like, "Whatever, girl, you're little." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all you gotta say now."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna work on that, guys. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna work on having more time. Some people need to be put in their place.
Damn, babe.
Sorry,
Maybe
guys.
maybe
I'm
they're just
I'm
having a rough
entering my
day.
rage. I'm entering my rage in pregnancy.
Damn. Yeah, I can tell.
Y
Nah,
si
but
no quieren, no me comenten algo que me va a estresar.
anyways, guys, I think that will wrap it up. But before we go, I want to wrap it up on a good note. Good note. Remember, I told you guys to not only DM us, like if you need advice, yes, or something wrong, like yes, we're here to help you and love you. But also, if things are going great in your life, also send us that DM so we can read it. And we we want to end on a positive note. This girl said, "Hey, Julissa and Jonathan." She called you Julissa.
Do you know me personally, girl? What's your name?
Maya, Mya. Munoz said, I know a couple of podcasts back you said to send in our private DMs, and here is mine. Life is going great. My mental health is good. My kids are happy, and I'm in a very healthy relationship with my man. I got a 42 out of 50 on my midterm, and financially things are looking up. Couldn't ask to be more blessed. I love watching your podcast. Truly put me in a better mood. I love the positivity that you share. Just received my Vibin merch, and I can't stop wearing them. Probably need to be washed, TBH. Again, thank you for spreading positivity. It makes a difference. Hope you have an amazing day.
That was so cute. Oh, congratulations. That is amazing. You know, I never took midterms. Well, I never went to college, period. But I can't imagine how hard they are. If I was out here stressing on finals in high school, I can't imagine midterms in college, girl. I'd be pulling my hair out. But congratulations. That is so amazing. We are so happy for you and your husband and your kids. And I hope that the rest of this year is amazing for you because we have only a few weeks left, you know? I hope all these holidays are beautiful for you and things keep looking up. And please send us more of these comments because do you see how our mood changed?
Yeah.
Now we're happy.
We're so happy for you. And shout out to another big long-term follower, supporter of the podcast. Her name's Veronica. She got married about last week. Her wedding went amazing. Just comment down below.
Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts.
And just let us know what you're thankful for this year, actually, in the comments, because it is Thanksgiving. I know around these holidays, like Thanksgiving is a heavy hitter, where like if you've experienced loss, if you don't have all your family together, if you guys are struggling with your mental health, I know that it gets really hard, and we really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to listen to us and like just listen to our opinions, because sometimes I sit there, I'm like, do people even care about the things that we say? So thank you guys so much. We are so thankful for you. That is what we're thankful for, is you guys. And we will always say and put you guys on our list of thankfulness. Damn, girl. I can't talk.
Guys, comment down below what you're thankful for to enter for a $50 giveaway.
Sheesh.
Make sure you follow Spill the Beans Podcast JJ on Instagram too. That's where we post the giveaway winners. So comment what you're thankful for. Don't forget.
Comment what you're thankful for and a topic, because they're choosing the next topics for the rest of the. So if you guys have a question when you're like, I really want you guys to answer this, I really want you guys to base a whole podcast on this, like comment it, and you guys are literally choosing our podcast for the rest of the year. So we will take that into consideration. And we're thankful for you, and we hope your Thanksgiving was great, and we hope that you got a lot of great Black Friday deals, girl.
Yes, ma'am. We love you, and
we'll see you next week.
Later.
Yay Networks.